Greetings and welcome yet again to another episode of Business Chronicles here at Studio 84. My name is Solomon Tumwesigye and I'm one of your hosts here at Business Chronicles at Studio 84. Studio 84 is a podcast studio set up to facilitate individuals and organizations tell their stories and along the way position themselves as authorities at what they do, because we believe that everyone has a story to tell and they are an authority at something. And today, with great pleasure, I host a lady I have not known for long, but recently saw her in the news giving away land titles. Yes, that's a true story. Land titles. 80 land titles, right?
Not 80.
How many?
140.
140 land titles.
Yes, 140 titles, but to 85 ladies. So some it was 1, 2, 3, depending.
So typically people say, I'm a man of very few words. This lady is a lady of many words because her story is long. Nuru, please introduce yourself to our viewers and listeners.
Thank you so much. Thank you for having me. It's definitely a pleasure to be here. My name is Nulu Naluyombya.
Yes.
I'm an author, I'm a trainer, and I'm also passionate about financial empowerment of women and the founder of the Boss Babe community.
You're the boss of Boss Babe.
That's a good one that you've given me today, that I'm the boss of the Boss Babe community.
So, Boss Babe community. Let's start from the end. You know, you caught my attention when I saw you leading this whole tens and tens of women, over 100 women getting land titles, empowering them. What is Boss Babe? What's that whole land title extravaganza about? Briefly.
Okay. So the Boss Babe community, we are building, I want to call it a movement.
Yes.
Or a community of women who are financially empowered.
Yes.
Okay?
Yes.
So we do different things in that. One of the things that we do is financial training.
Yes.
Okay? So to join the community, there is a Boss Babe money course that the ladies do to join the community. But we continuously learn on a monthly basis. We invite different facilitators, different trainers in different fields to really empower the ladies, because, I mean, financial empowerment starts from the knowledge.
Yes.
Yes? Because if you don't have the knowledge, then you're just trying to figure it out.
Yes.
And when you just figure it out, yes, it may work or may not work. So we do that, the financial trainings online. And what is interesting, we have members from all parts of this country.
Wow.
Even abroad. We have members in Gulu, in Barara, in Jinja, in Soroti, in Qatar, in Dubai. Yes, because I would say 70% of the things we do online.
Yes.
Okay. We also met online. That is the other part on TikTok. Yes. So, yeah, we do online trainings. We do physical trainings. Now we have some organizations that are coming to support and partner. So we have Finca that is training our ladies physically.
Yes.
Yeah, in financial training and business management. So the first really main part of the Boss Babe community is training.
It's training.
Financial training, business training.
Yeah.
Then there is networking, and there is also supporting ourselves as women, just being part of that community. For example, when ladies, maybe someone has lost a father, a mother, a child, a husband, we contribute some little money for those people.
Yes.
So it's community. And then we now have owning property. Okay, so that is like another form of financial empowerment. That when you own a piece of property somewhere, a piece of land somewhere, especially as a woman, there is something that it does to you, but also there is a certain form of security that it does for you, but also you can use that land to access financing, you can use it for agriculture, all those things. So we started the investment club. We call it Boss Babe Chapa Mongalo in 2024. So what we do is we save for 1 year.
Yeah.
The goal is we save for 1 year, we look for the land in that 1 year.
Yeah.
We process land titles, so we buy a big chunk. We save, we buy a big chunk of land. and then we subdivide and everyone gets a land title.
Nuru, I can't lie to you that this is the first time I'm hearing a women empowerment movement. How are you doing it differently?
How are we doing it?
Yes.
Clarify more on that question.
What makes you think? We have seen many women empowerment movement come and go. Some successful, some not very successful. You've been at it, what, a couple of years, maybe 2, 3, 4 years. And we can see tangible results. First of all, what drove you to think that you could do it differently and successfully? Because I'm sure you've seen women empowerment movements come and go. Make sense? Some have failed, most have failed. They've stayed, about their women join, they leave. But you have joined and you've empowered women with land titles.
Yeah.
And that's just the beginning, I like to think.
Okay. So I think what we have done differently,
yes,
is one, vision. And if I say vision, not from the start, but along the way.
Yes.
Yeah?
Yes.
I think our vision builds along the way. Even right now, there's something we want to do. Something will be big, so you'll be hearing about it soon. But like every step informed another step, if that makes sense.
Yes, it does.
So one vision. So we just kept telling ourselves, okay, what more can we do? Now we are here. We are now 100 ladies. What can we do? Maybe let's save, do this. So that is one. But two is integrity. Yeah? Integrity and transparency. Because think about it. These ladies didn't know me personally. Yeah? In fact, I think it's 2 ladies who actually
really
knew me before.
Yeah.
So most of these ladies saw me on TikTok, right? I was sharing my story, I was sharing my journey, my lessons, and they got connected to it, okay? And they joined their community. So for me, it's integrity and transparency, yeah? From even when we started the investment club, I don't receive that money actually. When they save the money, I can't access it. Actually, even if I wanted to, for some random reason, which not, but even if I wanted to, I can't, yeah? Because we created systems, okay? So they can't send me their money for the land.
What drove you to set up the systems?
The systems.
Because when you're beginning something, small, I assume it was small, is what? Let's keep our costs low. We do some of these things ourselves. And
when people hear systems, they think it's a big word.
Yes.
Actually, systems is not a big word. Systems means that, okay, for example, the system of where do we keep the money?
Yes.
We are not keeping money to any individual. You don't send your money to the treasurer. You don't send your money to the secretary. You don't send your money to me. You send the money to the bank.
Yes.
In the bank, who are the signatories? We have a committee, okay, who have to sign for that money to get out.
Yeah.
So Nuru, even if she's the founder, even if she wanted to, she can't access that money. So those are the systems that I'm talking about. So they are not expensive. Sometimes people just want to be lazy, or not lazy, but if you have maybe your motives,
yes,
and you don't create the systems, but the systems are not expensive. So just having procedures of doing things and then being transparent, yeah? So when we started looking for the land, we would go to visit different places as the committee, and whatever would happen, we say, okay, we saw this land, these are the advantages, these are the disadvantages. We saw this land, so the ladies were part of the process.
All the way.
All the way. Even the land we finally bought, we voted on it. So it wasn't me, Nuru, deciding this is the land we are buying. No. So I think for me, integrity, transparency, systems, and also seeing the bigger picture. Yeah? Seeing the bigger picture. Me wanting, or a leader of a certain organization like that, wanting to take maybe people's 100 million or 200 million. In the short term, it looks big. Yeah. But the longer term. So for me, I'm always looking, like, how far can we go? Like, how many big things can we do together? Yeah.
Nuru, you sound really... someone who listens to you now thinks you had your act together from the beginning. Like, I'm going to put these women together. We are going to have systems in place. We are going to do this, have a committee, have have all these positions. But I also have a feeling that's not what the case was. But before we get there, what's your background? Because someone could easily think you have like an accounting or, management background, or maybe you do.
I do.
See? What's your background?
Okay, so my background.
Where to start
when you
from?
ask background, what are you asking? What I studied?
What did you study? Where did you go to school? How did you end up here?
Okay, it's a long story, but I'm going to try to summarize it. So what I studied procurement.
Yeah.
And what is interesting about it is I've never practiced procurement, and I don't care about procurement. Anyone can come and give me some money. I'll happily give them my procurement degree.
Why? Why did you never practice what you studied?
Because I think I wasn't interested in it. And then you will ask, okay, if you're not interested in it, why did you do it? Because at the time I decided I was going to university, I didn't know what I wanted to do with my life. So someone told me, you know what, procurement is the in thing now. Do procurement. I did procurement.
Your school results dictated what you do, more or less, or
not the school results.
Someone recommended. It's a hot thing these days.
Exactly. I did that. I went to MOBS. That's where I studied.
Yeah.
So my whole journey of being passionate about women empowerment, not necessarily, now the Boss Babe is more specifically with financial empowerment.
Yes.
But before the Boss Babe, I was passionate about women empowerment. And how that started is I was at university.
Yeah.
That second semester where you come and people are standing for guild presidency, right? So I come and there are 7 guys who are standing for guild presidency. And there is no lady. And I'm like, you want to tell me in this whole university,
out of these thousands of students,
there is no lady who wants to lead. So I've never wanted to be a politician or a leader or whatever. I never planned it. But jokingly, as I was having breakfast with my interest, I now realize my thing start as a joke. Okay. So anyway, we were having breakfast with my friends. And I was like, but you guys, no, there is no lady. So I jokingly told them, you know what? I'm going to stand. It was a joke. So we laughed about it. We left it there. But when I went back home, I was like, but really, what does it actually take? So I went and found out, what does it take for someone to stand? They told me, as long as you don't have a retake, you pay 100,000 for that form, and you get into the race. I
said, let's do this.
Yeah. So randomly, that is how I enter into a race. But what is interesting is...
For guild president.
For guild presidents. And guild presidents is not like... It's like some serious politics where people plan.
Yes.
People have money. People have what? Me, I didn't even have money because, first of all, my other story of joining university is also a hustle story.
Yeah.
So I didn't have money. I didn't have any business standing for guild presidents. So anyway, I talked to people, they supported here and there. Long story short, I didn't go through. But after elections, I'm like, okay, I'm not going through. I need to get back to my books. We're about to even do exams. I need to start reading. But as I'm moving around university, so people kind of start to recognize me. She's the one who stood. The girls would be like, hey, you inspired us, what? So I think for me, that was the start of this passion of empowering.
Looking out for fellow women.
Yes. That's where it started. So, but for the Boss Babe community and all that, it started in 2021.
Yeah.
And the reason I've given you first the other background is for you to realize it didn't just start all of a sudden, because So in 2021. Before 2021, I've always tried to be focused, to kind of have a vision for myself, have goals. But in 2021, I found myself in a kind of tricky situation where, for some random reason, all areas of my life were not working. For some random reason.
Hold on, Nulu.
Okay.
So you didn't practice procurement.
Yes.
You graduate, you finished. Then what? Did you go in business? What were you doing for a living?
Good question. So after graduating, now remember, the other thing that standing for Get Presidents did for me, it exposed me to different people.
Yeah.
One of the people it exposed me to was the principal of Makerere University Business School.
Yes.
So he had this mentorship for young leaders, Young Professional Leaders Association, YPMA, yes, where I would mentor leaders. So I kind of joined that. I went through mentorship. So after graduating, I got a job. Applied, got a job in MOBS.
Yes.
In the public relations office.
Yes.
Okay. So that's where I worked for some few years, maybe 2.
Doing PR for the university.
Part of that team.
Yes.
That did PR as an administrative assistant.
Yeah.
So from there, one day I was in a conference at MOBS again. Then there was this motivational speaker who was inspiring us to believe in ourselves, to have goals, and he spoke so well. And in that moment, for the first time in my life, I knew whatever he was doing, I didn't know what it was, but whatever he was doing is what I wanted to do for my life. So for me, even, you see how young kids know that I want to be a doctor, I want to be a lawyer. I didn't know.
No clue.
Like, I can't tell you that this is the thing I wanted to do as a child. No. But in that moment, I still remember that moment.
Knew what you wanted.
I knew that whatever he's doing, I don't know that name, but it's what I want to do. So I went, talked to him, and I want to do what you do. Before I knew it, I quit my MOBS job to join him.
Do you mind sharing who that person is?
He's called Coach Philip Kambe. You know him?
Okay.
Do you know him?
No, I'm not sure.
He's into training, but he's not. Okay. He's now not in the country. Yeah.
So you quit MOBS?
Yeah, I quit MOBS. And I went and I started suffering. But anyway, but it was that good. It's how I started this whole.
I mean.
It's what led to all this. But yeah, there were first years of hustling.
So, 2021, nothing in your life is working.
Yes.
Home is not working, family not working, work is not working.
I know, right?
And then what?
So, what happened in 2021? Remember, it was even just after COVID, yeah?
We were still in the mix of COVID.
Yeah. So, yes, I had a job, and at that time, it was even a flexible job, like working from home. And I was doing well because wherever I am, I do my best to perform.
Yes.
So at work, I was one of their A players.
Yes.
Even that by the time I quit, like I quit when they wanted to promote me. But anyway, the job was okay. It's just that, when so it wasn't the problem of the job. It was just not having the motivation of doing the work. Yes, you're doing it well, but somehow you don't love it. Then the money is not so bad, but for some reason, you're living paycheck to paycheck.
Yeah.
You feel like that struggle of, I don't have enough money, I feel I'm struggling. Then, first of all, I think baby weight, COVID weight. I looked at myself in the mirror. I didn't know who this person was. I didn't know. And I didn't like her. For the first time in my life, I didn't like myself. It has never happened. I always love myself. So I didn't like myself. I had a child. So the reason I bring this in is, like, there are many things that
led to.
Yeah. I looked at my baby and I was like, no, I can't let her down.
Yeah.
Like, this can't be it. And then I had just gotten into my 30s. And for me, as a child, I always knew. I was even looking forward to the 30s. I'm like, that is gonna come
arrival.
I will have arrived.
Yes.
Now I'm in my 30s.
And you're not arriving.
Arrived. I think that added some pressure. I think I went through midlife crisis. I think now, for me, I have a real understanding of what midlife, because it feels like you're somehow late for something. I don't know what you're late for, but you feel like this is not it.
Yeah.
And then, like I've said, the relationship I was in was also not good. So anyway, like all parts of my life had broken down. So just one day as I'm moving in the house, I looked at myself in the mirror and I'm like, no, what happened? Like that was the question. And I think why it was that question, because my life before that was a promising life.
Yes, it was.
Yes?
Yes.
So
Everything
at
was.
what point did I become this person? Yeah? Depressed and all that with low esteem. So anyway, I made a commitment to turn around my life. I started with working on my weight, reducing it a bit. And when I did that, my confidence started to come back a bit. I started to love myself a bit. I started to remember the Noor I was. Then the next thing was just reading on financial empowerment.
Yeah.
You know how you get yourself, I don't know if people do this, but I do this a lot. I get a topic and I just find myself going deep into that topic, reading about it, watching videos about it, doing courses about it. And as I did that, I started getting ideas. I had my books for the teens. I started marketing them more. So I started to make money. I started getting training opportunities, and things kind of slowly started to change. And then, of course, with the relationship, I kind of now started to, what is it called, disengage a bit.
Yeah.
But also, what made it worse is we had a home, yeah? And I don't know what my partner then did, but do you know how you can be in your home one day? And yeah, you're relaxing. Someone knocks and they're like, you have 2 weeks to leave this house.
Place.
Because the owners of the home want you, and you're like, what do you mean? What do you mean owners of this home? So anyway, that was so traumatizing also. And I think it would have killed me, but it came in when I had started my journey. Yeah? I even had some money on the account. Like it came in when my life had started going up. I'm imagining if it had come in when I was still in a ditch, I'd be like, okay, God, what is this?
Yes.
Yeah. So briefly, that is how it started. So as I started to learn these things, and then I got this image of, okay, what do I want my life to be? So I got kind of an image of a movie star in my head called Boss Babe. I want to be a boss babe. I want to make a lot of money. I want to live a good life. I want to travel, those things. So I went on my TikTok, I put Nuru Boss Babe. And then I just started sharing the things I was going through, sharing lessons. Ladies were following me. Ladies were inboxing me.
It was like therapy for you.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So most ladies think I helped them, but
they were helping you.
Like, that's how I went through that journey. Like, I was literally depressed. Yeah? Like, depressed.
I really want to get your line of thought at that point. There are many ways of dealing with depression, so to say. Okay, you're a Muslim, so you wouldn't drink, but even people who don't drink go into other self-destructing behaviors. How social media could be one of them, actually, but for you it worked out well. Do you know how you ended up there, or what your line or your thought process to say, you know what, let me go on TikTok and just...
But I don't think, TikTok helped, but it wasn't the main thing that helped.
Yes.
The main thing that helped was what I was learning, the personal development that I was learning. So once I started to kind of start to get out of this ditch, that's when I started to share the lessons I was learning, and sometimes once in a while what I was experiencing, but of course not directly. So for me, what helped is personal development.
Yeah.
Now you may ask, of all things, why did you think about personal development?
Yeah.
Because remember, before I got into this ditch, I was already into personal development.
Yes.
So I kind of knew what I needed to do. And I think part of why I even got myself into this is maybe because I had stopped doing personal development. One of the most powerful things I believe is personal development. Yeah? Like, because what you feed your mind is basically what creates your life. Yes?
Yes, that's true.
Yeah. If feeding it with negative information, with problems, that is what you're going to experience. So I kind of turned what I was listening to. So I was watching too much positive information, too much positive information, too much things to do with finances.
That
So,
it started overflowing out of you.
Yeah.
So, how did you even come up with the name Boss Babe?
I swear, I can't lie to you. I can't lie to you. Maybe I read it somewhere, but that one I'm not going to lie to you. But I just, in my mind, even now when I hear it, even sometimes when I tell people Boss Babe community, everyone was like, "Hey, what is that about? What is it? Women trying to be what? Oh, it's just a word, Boss Babe." People start having, but in my mind, when I had it, it felt empowering.
Yeah.
It feels empowering. Like I'm a boss babe, yeah? And like not even boss woman or boss lady. No, boss
babe.
Yeah.
So
there is a certain thing about it, really. But
so
I don't exactly. And some of the ladies are like, you got for us a cool name.
I know.
I'm like,
a cool name.
It's not my
So
name.
you're on your personal development journey. You start Boss Babe. How many women did you start with?
So ladies just join slowly by slowly.
Following you and engaging you on your TikTok account.
So of course many followed, like thousands and thousands. Right now I have over 100,000. But the ones who did the course, because they're the ones, there are those who follow.
Yes.
But then they are the ones who did the Boss Babe Money course, who now joined the community. So whenever they signed up for the course, we created a WhatsApp group. Yeah. So at 100, that's when we decided to do now the investment club, when they're 100. But now we are around 270.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow. So the investment club thing, how many women did you start with?
85. There were 85. Yeah.
How did you rally 85 women
right?
in this city and all over the place too?
I know, right? Who never knew me.
I know.
On TikTok, they follow me. So they had followed me, I believe, for a long time. Yeah. And then when I invited them to do the Boss Babe Money course, they signed up for it. So when they signed up, when they did that course, I think they started to trust.
Yeah.
And remember when they joined that community, we were having trainings. Yeah.
Yes.
And then we got this. And then, like I told you, when I got that thought, it was still random, a random thought. I still remember that time I got it. I was on a board, I was at Kat. When we hit 100, I was like, wow, this is interesting.
Now we need to do something.
What more can we do together?
Yes.
So I was like, so I kind of calculated if we save this amount of money on a month. I was like, this is a lot of money. So I was like, ladies, I have this idea. We could save together, because remember, when you save together, you will go in the field and be like a real estate company buying.
Yes.
So you have what is it called? Like
bargaining power.
Bargaining power, yes. So they bought into the idea, and that's how it started.
Wow. Wow, Nulu. So our viewers and listeners, what you may not know is that Nulu is also an author. I think these were your first two books. No, the teen books.
No, this one was the first.
Oh, really?
In 2015, yeah.
So Go Girl was the first book by Nulu, Success Principles for Women.
But I always get nice names, Go Girl. Yeah.
Viewers and listeners, today I have someone who is self-aware. So, what drove you to write this book, and at what point in life did you write Go Girl?
Okay. So, what drove me? You remember about Coach Philip?
Yes.
I told you about.
Yes.
I started working with him. We were doing trainings together. So he was my mentor into this whole training kind of field, motivation speaking or inspiring people. Now, what is interesting is Coach Philip, he used to talk about someone called Geoffrey Semaganda. You know how you admire someone so much?
Yes.
And then they also have someone else they admire so much. Yeah? So he used to talk about him, Geoffrey Semaganda. And then one day I was like, who's this Geoffrey Semaganda? And in my mind, I was like, if Coach Phil admires this person, this person must be at, I think,
So
not
good.
even just a
Yes.
10 out of a 10.
Yeah.
So anyway, I reached out to Geoffrey Semaganda, and he's a Ugandan.
Yes.
Like, you hear the name, but he's not based in Uganda. He's based in the UK, but sometimes he comes to Uganda. So anyway, I connected with him. You know, social media, really. I sent him a message on Facebook. So we connected, and he came. And anyway, he became also one of my other mentors. And then for him, his thing is he believes everyone should write books. He believes even a 10-year-old has some lessons they've learned at that point in their life.
That's true.
So yeah, he's the one who encouraged me to write. And at that time, I had gone for yearly. So to write just lessons you've learned along the way. Yeah. So that's how I wrote this first book. Yeah.
No, have you? I keep picking something from your stories. You heard about Geoffrey. You looked for him.
Yes.
Coach Philip, you saw him on stage. You seeked him out.
Yes.
Have you always been that kind of person?
I think so. Yes. When I want.
Are you not
something,
afraid to aren't you? Don't you have fear of rejection? Because that's a thing.
No. Like, I tell myself, the worst that can happen is for you to tell me no, right?
Yeah.
And then if you tell me no,
Then
fine, I move on with my life. I forget
Wow.
about you. Yeah. But
Wow.
when I approach you, you could say yes or no, and I could benefit. So, yeah. So whenever I see someone, I approach them.
I also wanted to, before getting back into your next batch of books, do you handle your social media accounts yourself, or you have a team? Your TikTok account, for example.
Maybe in the future I'll have a team. I
No
actually
way,
want
you do
to
it
have
yourself.
a team. I actually want to have a team, especially for the others, because the others I'm really not active. I used to be very active on Facebook, and then this thing came of what?
Yeah.
The VPN. It just so
Yeah, it
somehow
was
I've
blocked
lost
by the government.
I've lost track on that. So all the others are very not active.
Yeah.
So I'm the one who does my TikTok, and because it's easy for me, really, it's just talking, just sharing what my thoughts are. So it's really easy for me, and I like it and I enjoy it. Yeah.
Let's discuss that. There are many young people out there, and you're the one looking out for the young women. Have you tackled that in your women empowerment thing? There are many young people out there who are using their, I call them personal billboards. You know, your WhatsApp status, your TikTok accounts, and so on. They are there for the world to see what you are about. But many people are misusing them
They are.
and not using them for growth
You're right,
things.
yeah.
You are doing, you're doing really well with them.
Actually, you're right about that. It's a big opportunity. Social media is a big opportunity currently, right? TikTok. But most people are not using it for the right reasons, or using it well to actually benefit them in a better way. So it's something I've actually started talking about a bit these days on my TikTok. Marketing your business. How do you actually market your business, your services, as opposed to just disgracing yourself?
I am very passionate about the use of social media and young people and what they use it for. It could, many people, including yourself, it has taken you to next level things, but people use it to share, jokes and memes and all that. You're like, what a waste of space, what a waste of a resource, so to say.
I think we just need to, what is it called? Sensitize.
I think you should include it in your
those who listen
in your empowerment courses.
I know. Yeah, now I've started to talk about it because I have really realized it's powerful.
It's very powerful.
It's very powerful.
Very powerful. The guys who created them, I don't even think they knew how powerful they would be.
True. They're impacting people's lives.
How old is your child, Nur?
Oh, 6.
I can see I've touched a nerve. So why are you telling us about teen boy? Hey, go girl, go boy, go girl. Okay. What's this about?
Okay. So one of the other things I'm passionate about is the teens, really. Yeah. So these books, I wrote them for the teenagers to guide them through their teenage journey, really. Yeah. You know how you go through, and it's interesting. My books are really kind of based on my story a bit because I just remembered myself as a teenager. Because for me, my teenage years, my parents had separated. So I kind of went through teenagehood on my own.
Yeah.
So how do you navigate? Your body's changing. The girls are getting into menstruation. A lot of that. So anyway, I started with the teen, go girl. You know, I'm passionate about the ladies, and parents were like, how about the boys?
The
How
boy
about
child
the
has
boys?
suffered.
Yeah. So for once in my life, I did something for the boys. Yeah.
Teen,
But
go
I've kind
boy.
of, but I had kind of, I've not been like focusing on them of late, but parents still reach out to know where the teen books. So when I set a bit, I'll bring them back on the market. But these ones are not on the market now.
Okay.
So you see, I would talk about body changes, body image, hygiene, teenage pregnancy, those things really. Friends and peer pressure, yeah. Teen stress, you know that teens have stress. There is drug and drug abuse.
Yes,
yeah,
they do.
You know how kids are into drug abuse now. Social media management, yeah. So just to guide them through that journey, and for them to make the right choices.
So when did you write this? When were these published?
Those were out. Okay, I finalized them because I remember just before COVID. Yeah.
Oh.
Just before COVID. Actually, they helped me out during the brokenness of COVID. Because people were buying them. I
know.
Yeah.
They are home with their kids. They don't know what to do with them, and so on and so
I was
forth.
doing in COVID, like deliveries. Yeah.
And of course, the soon to be launched
book,
Boss Babe.
I love it.
So Nuru has this very new. Remember where you saw it first? I believe
I know,
it.
right?
Remember where you saw it first? Boss Babe Money Book,
Yes.
Financial Wake Up Call and Guide for Women. Wow, what a title.
And it's a wake up call. And why I say it's a wake up call, because that period really woke me up. That period I went through really woke me up. Yeah. And I realized that many women actually sometimes wake up when it's too late. You know that?
Yes, they
You
do.
wake up in your 50s. Or you wake up in your 40s and realize you have nothing to your name. You realize you don't have anything and you have to start life at that age. Imagine, yeah? So I think as ladies, we need to wake up earlier when it comes to our finances. You know how we are raised. We are not raised like the men or the boys. Somehow, a boy, like, from that time you're young,
Yes.
like you have to make money. You have to figure it out.
Yes.
Now, as women, we don't have that pressure.
Yeah.
Yeah. And you see how I've told you, like, my life has been a life of, like, I wouldn't tell you that I suffered so much. Like, yes, I've had periods in my life where I didn't have jobs, but somehow I've had opportunities for jobs, and
Yes.
I have had many opportunities in my life. But if you asked me that, Nuru, what did you actually do with those opportunities? I couldn't answer that. Why? Because I was just going through life.
I'm going to grow, get married, be looked after.
And it's not a thought that is like front and center of your
No.
mind, but it's at the back of your mind somehow. You know, like, yeah, I'll get someone, build for me a house, take care of me. So for me, my money is my money to enjoy, to look good, to have fun.
Not buy land.
Until you wake up and realize, hey, no, it will happen.
No, I'm not going to take you there.
Lucky ones. If you're not so lucky, you may have to do it yourself.
I know.
Yeah.
Are you still recruiting boss babes?
I don't want to call it recruiting. That sounds, I don't know. But yes.
Are you still enrolling or empowering more boss babes, signing up boss babes, so to say?
Ladies are continuously welcome.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because we are growing our community. Yeah. So any woman who feels like, you know what, I want to start my journey. of financial empowerment. I want to start being part of this community, that is talking about these things. You see how BNI is like, you are in a community that is discussing business and what, It helps you get ideas. You don't feel you are alone by yourself going through your personal challenges. You feel like you're part of this community that we continuously learn. We support ourselves in the small ways we can. We network, we grow, but we are also attracting opportunities, like I've told you. Think are coming on board to train us. Like, we don't know what more we can achieve together. And also, like, something that would take you maybe years to achieve, you can achieve
shorter time.
Yeah.
Do you have a flat rate of contributions by the women, or they contribute differently?
So we agree.
Yeah.
Now, last year, we saved an amount which was small, which I don't want to mention.
Yeah, fair enough.
It was small, and we
if you want to know how much they were saving, her details will be in the description below. Reach out to her and join Boss Babe community.
And we really struggled quite a bit to find fairly good land. Yeah. So this year, of course, we increased a bit, but of course, again, not so much, because if you increase a lot, then it beats the whole goal of we are trying to empower ourselves with the little we have.
It's like you're saving with the empowered already.
Yes. So what we do, it's the same amount, because remember, we are buying the same plots and subdivide it. But depending on your capacity, you can save for 1. You can save for 2, for 3.
Yes.
Last year, we had someone who saved for 6.
Yo.
I know, right?
That one was empowered already. Nuru, lastly, let's talk about the launch of Boss Babe.
Yes.
Money book.
Yeah.
What's the plan? When are you launching it? How do we become part of this story?
Yeah. So we are launching the Boss Babe Money book on the 10th of May.
10th of May.
Yes, at Protea Hotel.
Okay.
It's going to be 200,000. It comes with a book and then an elaborate Boss Babe kind of breakfast. But the book launch is for both men and women.
Yeah.
Okay? So come if you're a man, you're welcome. Come with your wives.
Come with your babe. With your
Boss
Babe.
Your babes. Yeah. Yes. And our chief guest is Professor Maggie Chigozi.
Yeah.
And there is also going to be a lot of inspiration, a lot of network, you know. By the way, that's a good one. The Chief Boss Babe.
I have given you enough of good ones this morning.
So the Chief Boss Babe is going to be Professor Maggie. And she has also been a part of my journey, by the way. She has been a part of my journey. So, yeah, there are many other things we are going to do. We shall be honoring some people who have really impacted me. But there is going to be a lot of inspiration, a lot of networking. So it will be fun. It's going to be worth it, definitely.
Nur, thank you very much for joining me here on Business Chronicles. Wow. When we spoke on phone a number of times, I don't think I was prepared for what I met.
Really?
But your story is really inspiring.
Thank you.
A story that thrives from a crisis. You know, you turn it around and get things really done. I'm very proud of you.
Thank you so much.
Now, guys, I am going to share Nuru's details in the description below. If you're watching us on YouTube, reach out to her in case you want more details about Boss Babe Money Book, the book launch, or any of these. You know, she's a very good speaker, clearly. If you want her to engage your young people, you know, speak at your events or mentor some people, you know where to find her details. Is there anything else you'd like to share that we probably did not touch on?
No.
Okay.
No, I think you have been an amazing interviewer. So I feel that we've touched everything we needed to.
Yeah.
So I'm just encouraging people to look out for the book. Come for the book launch first, but even after the book launch, it's work that I feel proud of. It's about financial management. So from the psychology of money, how do you manage money, how do you make money, all those things. And there is also a part of personal development, okay? Because personal development is also important.
Yes.
You can't make the money if your mind is somewhere else.
If your mind is scattered, yes.
So that's all.
You need to feed yourself. Oh gosh, there's a lot to talk about, but our time is limited. Hopefully we'll have another conversation after the book launch. Until the next episode of Business Chronicles, my name is Solomon Tumwesigye. I'll catch you on the next one. Thank you.